So first of all, I welcome you all to the second lecture of module 1. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss what is kinematic chain and what is the relation between number of links and number of pairs, and what is the relation between number of links and number of joints, and degrees of freedom, mobility of mechanism, and a few examples. Okay, so first let us see what is kinematic chain. So when kinematic pairs are connected in such a manner that the last link is joined to the first link to transmit completely or successfully constrained motion, then it is called a kinematic chain. So in this simple 4-bar mechanism animation video, you can see suppose this is the link number 1 frame, and this is link number 2 crank, and this is the connecting rod link number 3, and a rocker, that is link number 4. So the last link is connected to the first link in order to make a chain. So we call such type of mechanisms or the motion or kinematic pairs as a kinematic chain. Okay, so it is also defined as a combination of kinematic pairs joined in such a way that each link form a part of two pairs. Okay, and the relative motion between the links is completely or successfully constrained. So this is all about the kinematic chain. Suppose each link is assumed to form two pairs with two adjacent link. This is the example. Okay, then the relation between number of pairs forming a kinematic chain and the number of links is given by L is equals to 2 into P minus 4. So here L represent number of links, whereas P represent number of pairs. Okay, so as in kinematic chain, each link form a part of two pairs, right? So there will be as many links as the number of pairs. So next one, the relation between the number of links and number of joints, which forms a kinematic chain, that is J is equals to 3 by 2 into L minus 2. So here small j represent number of joints and capital L represent number of links. Okay, so if we take this as an example, so how many links we have in this mechanism? Link number 1, this is link number 1, and this is link number 2, this is link number 3, and this is link number 4. So we have 4 links. Next, number of pairs. So pair is nothing but set of two elements or two links, right, having relative motion. So here link number 1 and link number 2 so make first pair, whereas link number 2 and 3 makes a second pair, link number 2 and 3 makes third pair, and fourth link and the first link makes the fourth pair. Therefore we have four pairs. So when it comes to joints, so we have four joints, so it is easily visible in the naked eye. So next we have a few conditions. So in the equation number 1 and 2, that is relation between number of links and number of pairs, number of joints and number of links, right? So we have left hand side and right hand side equation. Suppose if left hand side is greater than right hand side, then the chain is locked, or sometimes we call it as a structure. So it does not have any relative motion between the links. Okay, so next one, next condition. So if left hand side of the equation, both the equation becomes equals to right hand side of the equation, then the chain is constrained, which is nothing but the chain is having a motion in a particular direction. So in this example you can see the chain is having a motion in a particular direction or constrained motion. Third condition is if left hand side is less than right hand side, then chain is called a constrained chain. So why it is called constrained chain? It is having a motion, but the direction of the motion is not predictable. So it can move in any possible direction. So we call such type of motion as a unconstrained motion. Now consider the previous conditions as well as equation and determine whether the kinematic chain, whether this chain is a structure one or constrained motion or unconstrained motion. So in this kinematic chain, so how many links we have? We have three links. So AC is link number one. This is link number one, and AB is link number two, and BC is the link number three. Okay, so and the number of joints. So the link number one and two makes the first joint, and the link number B and C makes the second joint. Link number 3 and 1 at point C makes the third joint. So we have 3 links and 3 joints. So number of links is equals to capital L, which is equals to 3, and number of pairs. So pair is nothing but set of two elements, right? So 1 and 2 makes the first pair, which is nothing but the joint 1. 2 and 3 makes the second pair, which is nothing but joint 2. 3 and 1 makes the third pair, which is nothing but joint 3. So number of pair is equals to small p is equals to 3. Now let us count the number of joint. So number of pair is always equals to number of joints. Therefore number of joints small j is equals to 3. Now substitute all these three values in the equation number 1, that is relation between number of links and number of pairs. Substitute L value as 3 and P value as 3 and simplify. So after simplification, in the left hand side we got 3 and in the right hand side we got 2. So therefore left hand side is greater than right hand side. So this is from the equation 1. So I will substitute the same value in the equation number 2 in order to cross verify whether the given chain is a structure or not. Okay, so now I am going to substitute j value. The j value is 3 and L value is 3. So after simplifying this, so we got in the left hand side 3 and in the right hand side 2.5. Therefore LHS is greater than RHS. So what does it mean? If the left hand side is greater than RHS or right hand side, the chain is locked or structure. So here there is no relative motion between the links 1 and 2. They are fixed. There is no motion between 1 and 2. 2 and 3 is fixed. There is no relative motion. 3 and 1 is fixed. There is no relative motion. So we can easily prove by using these two equations whether the chain is structure or not. So next example, we can see in the next example. So we have a 4-bar mechanism. So here how many links are there? So this is the frame. This is the frame. Therefore the frame is always link number 1. This is link number 1. Frame is always link number 1. So frame means what? So it supports all the moving parts. Frame is a member which supports all the moving parts. Therefore always frame is link number 1. Next one, crank. This O to B is link number 2 and B to C is the connecting rod, link number 3. Next, CO4 is nothing but a rocker which is having oscillatory motion, is link number 4. Therefore we have number of links L is equals to 4. Next, so number of pairs, link number 1 and 2 makes the first pair. This is first pair. Next, link number 2 and 3 makes the second pair. Next, link number 3 and 4 makes the third pair. Next 4 and 1, that is frame, makes the fourth pair. So therefore we have number of pairs 4 is p is equals to 4. Next, number of joints. So easily we can see the number of joints. So for the given mechanism or kinematic chain we have 4 joints. Now I am going to substitute the values into equation number 1 in order to find out whether the given chain is a structure or not. Okay, so after substituting L and P value in the equation number 1 and after simplifying, we got 4 in the LHS, that is left hand side, and 4 in the RHS, which means that left hand side is equals to right hand side. So from the equation 1 it is confirmed that it is a mechanism, means each link having a relative motion with respect to the neighbor links. So now let us confirm by applying or by using the second equation. So I will apply or I will substitute J and L value in the equation number 2. So J is equals to 4 and L is equals to 4. So after simplifying, so we got 4 is equals to 4. So from the equation 2 also it is confirmed that left hand side is equals to right hand side. Therefore from this it is, or we can conclude that the chain is a constrained one, which is nothing but having a relative motion. So you can see in the video, so each link having a relative motion with respect to the other links. So this is the link number 1 frame, this is link number 2, and this is link number 3, and this is the last link rocker, link number 4. So let us consider the next example. So this is a 4 bar mechanism having, 5 bar mechanism having 5 links. So always the fixed link or frame is link number 1. Frame is always link number 1. So this is link number 2, link number 3, link number 4, and link number 5. So this is a kinematic chain because last link is connected to the first link. Now let us count the number of joints. So 1 and 2 makes the first joint. Next 2 and 3 makes the second joint. 3 and 4 makes the third joint. 4 and 5 makes the fourth one. 5 and 1 makes the fifth joint. So number of joints or number of pairs is equals to 5. Number of links is equals to 5, number of pairs is equals to 5, and number of joints is equals to 5. Okay, now let us check whether the given kinematic chain is a structure or not. So I am going to substitute all these values in the equation number 1 and I am going to simplify it. So after simplifying I got 5 in the left hand side and 6 in the right hand side. Therefore LHS is smaller than RHS, or RHS is greater than LHS. So it says that the given mechanism or kinematic chain is a unconstrained one, means having a motion in a undefined path or direction. So let us check with the second equation. So I will substitute the values in the equation number 2. The J value is 5, L value is 5. So after simplifying I got in the left hand side 5 and in the right hand side 5.5. Therefore right hand side is greater than left hand side. Therefore from both the equation it is confirmed that the chain or kinematic chain is a unconstrained one. So our next important concept is degrees of freedom. So sometimes we call this degrees of freedom as a mobility. So now let us see what is degrees of freedom. So here degrees of freedom is one of the most important factor in the design or analysis of a mechanism. Okay, so the definition of this degrees of freedom is that number of independent motion a body can have. So usually we are going to classify, or we classify the motions into two important types, right? One is a translation motion, another one is rotational motion. Okay, so if we take the example of this cube, so this cube can easily slide along the x-axis. In this direction it can easily slide, right? And the same body or cube easily can rotate along the same axis, correct, x-axis. Now this same cube can move upward and downward, right? This is y-axis, that is sliding motion along y-axis. Same body can rotate along the same axis, so that is rotation along y-axis. So the same body can move or slide along the z-axis, which is perpendicular to the both the axis. So the sliding motion along z-axis. So the same body can rotate either clockwise or anti-clockwise along the z-axis. So we can say that this body is having 6 degrees of freedom. So 3 translatory motion and 3 rotational motion. So the best example to explain this degrees of freedom is the ceiling fan. Your ceiling fan is having a rotational motion, only rotational motion along y-axis. Therefore, its degrees of freedom is 1. So in order to explain degrees of freedom, so let us consider a, a familiar example of a movement of a human head, rotation or movement of a human head. So in the first case, we can see a human body or human head can be tilted towards right side or left side. So which we considered as rotational motion along y-axis. Okay, so the same head can be move upward and downward direction. So this we can consider it as a the translatory motion along y-axis. So in the second case, we can see uh, the human head can be tilted upward and downward direction. So this one is nothing but rotational motion along x-axis. Okay, the same human head can be moved left and right. So we can call this one as a sliding motion along x-axis. So coming to the third case, so human head can be tilted along the z-axis like this. Therefore, rotational along the z-axis. Same human head can be moved front and back. So we consider it as a sliding motion along the z-axis. Therefore, we can say that human head is having 6 degrees of freedom. So degrees of freedom is nothing but number of independent motion a body can have. So next important concept is Grobler's criteria. So here let us see what is Grobler's criteria. So by ignoring some exceptions, it is possible to determine the number of degrees of freedom of a mechanism directly from the number of links and number of and the type of joints. Uh, then the number of degrees of freedom of a plane mechanism can be calculated or determined by using the equation F is equals to 3 into n minus 1 minus 2j minus h. So in this equation, F represent number of degrees of freedom that we need to determine for the given mechanism, and n represent the number of links which are present in the mechanism or kinematic chain, and j represent the number of lower pairs. So what do you mean by number of lower pairs or lower pair? Lower pair is nothing but having a surface contact. Okay, next, so which can be obtained by counting the number of joints, because pin joint is nothing but having a surface contact. Next, number of higher pair, h represent number of higher pair. So higher pair is nothing but the pair is having point contact or line contact, we call it as a higher pair. So we have three conditions for the above equation. First one is f is greater than or equals to 1. So if the obtained value, that is number of degrees of freedom f, is greater than or equals to 1, so we can call the mechanism as a it is having f degrees of freedom. Okay, so if the obtained value f is equals to 0, then we call it as a, or we call the kinematic chain as a structure or statically determinant structure which does not have any relative motion. Suppose this is the special case. So if f is less than or equals to -1, then we call such type of a mechanism or chain as a statically indeterminate structure. So I will explain what is a statically indeterminate structure in the previous or in the next class. So now let us solve a few problems. So in these problems we are going to find the number of degrees of freedom. Okay. So here how many links are there and how many pairs are there, that we need to find. Okay. So in this case always frame is the link number 1, fixed frame is link number 1, crank is link number 2, connecting rod link number 3, and rocker is link number 4. Okay, so this is number of links. Now let us count number of higher pair, number of, sorry, lower pair, number of lower pair. Lower pair is nothing but having surface contact. See, it is looking like a pin joint, but so pin is nothing but what, you can see this is pin joint, right? So this is element 1 or link 1, and this is link number 2, link number 2. These two links are joined by using a pin. Pin is like a shaft like this, correct? So therefore, so here link number 1 connected like this and another link is connected like this. So they are having surface contact, you can see the surface contact here, they are having surface contact here, therefore we call this one as a lower pair. So don't get confused with the lower pair and higher pair. So here 1 and 2 having pin joint, therefore they are lower pair. So this is first one, first lower pair, 2 and 3 second pair, 3 and 4 third pair, 4 and 1 is fourth pair. So therefore J is equals to 4, number of lower pair. So whereas higher pair is nothing but having point contact or line contact. So here none of the links having point or line contact. Therefore H is equals to 0. Substitute n is equals to 4, J is equals to 4, H is equals to 0 in the Grobler's criteria equation and find the number of degrees of freedom. So we got, after simplifying, we got, after substituting all the values and simplifying, we got f is equals to 1, which is nothing but this kinematic chain or mechanism having single degree of freedom. So let us take the second example. So in the second example, so before we calculate number of degrees of freedom, so first we have to count the number of links and number of pairs. Either it may be a lower pair or higher pair. So since we have a frame here, always frame is link number 1. Fixed frame is always link number 1. This is link number 2 and this is link number 3, link number 4 and this is link number 5. So number of links n is equals to 5. Now let us see number of lower pair having surface contact. So 1 and 2 having pin joint here, right? Through pin joint these two links are connected. So pin joint is nothing but having surface contact. So link number 1 and 2 makes the first lower pair or pair. Next one 2 and 3 is also connected through the pin, therefore this is the second pair. 3 and 4 is also having a pair which is lower pair. Link number 4 and 5, here also we have lower pair. 5 and 1 is having another lower pair. So therefore n is equals to 5 and j is equals to 5. Since none of the links having higher pair, that is point contact or line contact, therefore h value is equals to 0. Now substitute all this value, n is equals to 5, j is equals to 5 and h is equals to 0. So f value becomes, after simplifying, f value becomes 2. So which is nothing but, so this mechanism having 2 degrees of freedom, or this kinematic chain is having 2 degrees of freedom. So the next problem is, let us consider this kinematic chain and find the number of degrees of freedom. So always the frame is link number 1. The frame is link number 1 and the same frame is fixed, right? So this is a ternary link. So we have studied different types of link. Ternary link having 3 endpoints, ternary link. So therefore this is link number 1 which is fixed and acts as a frame, and this is link number 2, binary link, and again this is a ternary link, ternary link having 3 ends, link number 3. This is binary link, link number 4. Again this is binary link, link number 5. This is also binary link which is connected to link number 1 is link number 6. So therefore we have 6 number of links. Now let us count number of lower pair. So 1 and 2 is connected by a pin joint, therefore this is first lower pair. 2 and 3 is connected through this pin joint, therefore second lower pair. 3 and 4 is connected through this pin joint, therefore third lower pair. 4 and 1 is connected through this pin joint, therefore fourth lower pair. Next 3 and 5 connected through this pin, therefore fifth lower pair. 5 and 6 is connected through pin joint, therefore sixth lower pair. 6 and 1 connected through this pin, therefore this is seventh lower pair. So for the given kinematic chain or mechanism, the number of lower pairs are 7. Now let us count the number of higher pair. Higher pair is nothing but having point or line contact. So none of the joints having point or line contact. Therefore h is equals to 0. Let us substitute all the values in the Grobler's criteria and simplify to obtain the degrees of freedom. So after simplifying by substituting all the values, so we got f is equals to 1, which is nothing but for this mechanism it is having single degrees of freedom. So the next problem, so this is one of the special case. So always first thing is we have to determine number of links. So this ternary link which acts as a frame, the ternary link which acts as a frame is nothing but link number 1. No problem. Link number 1. This is link number 2. This is link number 3. Link number 4. This is link number 5. Link number 6. So we have 6 links. So coming to the joints. So here be careful while counting the number of joints, because uh, in a joint if more than 2 links are connecting, then we need to consider it as a special case. Okay, so in this junction you can see, so 3 links are connecting, 2 3 and 4, right? 2 3 4 links are connecting, therefore so here be careful. Let us count the number of lower pair. Since link number 6 and 1 connected through the pin joint, so this is joint number 1. Okay, this is joint number 1. So 1 and 2 are connected through this pin, therefore this is joint number 2. So coming to this junction, in this junction or joint, we have 3 links connected at a single point through the pin. Therefore, so we have to consider the 2 pairs. So here 3 and 4. Consider the 2 pairs 3 and 4. So whenever there is a junction of 3 links, consider 2 joints. So this is the special case. Okay, so next one. So here we have 4 and 5 connected at this junction. So this is joint number 5. Similarly, 5 and 6 are connected through this pin. This is joint number 6. Next, so here 3 and 6. So only 2 links. This is ternary link, single link, and this is binary link, single link. 2 single links are connected at this junction. Therefore, this is a 7th lower pair. So we have 7 lower pairs. So this point is important. The junction of 3 links. We need to consider the 2 joints. Okay. So therefore, J is equals to 7. And none of these links have uh, line contact or point contact. Therefore, H is equals to 0. Higher pair is equals to 0. So after substituting all the values in the above equation or Grubler's criteria, and after simplifying we got F is equals to 1, which is nothing but this mechanism is having single degree of freedom. So in this case, first count number of links. So always frame is the link number 1. This is link number 1. This is link number 2. This is link number 4. And this is link number 4. This is 5. And this is link number 6. This is quaternary link number 7. This is link number 8, link number 9, link number 10, and link number 11. So we have 11 links. Okay, so let us count the number of lower pair or joints. Link number 1 and 2 makes the first joint, and here only 2 links are connecting. Link number 1 and 3 makes the second joint. Link number 1 and 7, here also 2 links are connecting, therefore this is joint number 3. So 1 and 11, here also only 2 links are connecting, therefore count only one joint. Now let us see this junction. Here there is a junction of 2, 4 and 5. 3 links are connecting, therefore I will count 2 joints, 5 and 6. 5 and 6. Similarly, in this junction also link number 3, 4, 6. Therefore, I will count 2, 7 and 8. In this junction 7 and 8. So here also in this junction 5, 7 and 8. 3 links are connecting. Therefore, I will count 2 joints, 9 and 10. Okay, so in the next junction also in this joint, so we have 3 links, 8, 10, 11. Therefore I will count 2 joints, 11 and 12. So next one, so here 9 and 10 only 2 links are connecting, therefore here this is 13. Next one, so here 9 and 7, therefore 14. Only 2 links are connecting. Next 6 and 7, only 2 links are connecting, therefore 15. So the number of joints are 15, or number of lower pairs are 15, and none of these links having a point or line contact. Therefore h is equals to 0, number of higher pair is equals to 0. So after simplifying by substituting all the values, I got f is equals to 0, which is nothing but it is having 0 degrees of freedom. So given mechanism is a structure. Given mechanism is a structure. So this is the next problem or next case. So in this case, the first we have to count the number of links. See, always this frame is link number 1. Frame is link number 1. This is link number 1. Next, this is link number 2, link number 3, link number 4. So we have 4 number of links. Now let us count the number of lower pair, that is having surface contact. 1 and 2 having the first lower pair, 1 and 3 having the second lower pair, next 1 and 4 having the third lower pair. So coming to this joint, so it is a junction of 3 links, that is 2, 3, 4. Therefore we need to consider the 2 joints, 4 and 5. Therefore j is equals to 5. And we don't have any higher pairs that is having a point or line contact, therefore h is equals to 0. So here f value, after substituting all the values, I got minus 1. So if f value is in the negative or minus, so what does it mean? So it is a redundant structure or constraints, okay, or statically indeterminate structure. So the next exercise is a cam and a follower, cam and follower, and the main thing is carefully observe here these two links are welded. So welding is nothing but what? It is a permanent joint. Therefore this link and this roller becomes a single link. This link and roller becomes single link because it is welded at this point. Okay. Now let us count the number of links. So always frame is link number 1, this cam is link number 2, and this entire part, this link and roller becomes a third link. Therefore number of links is equals to 3. Now let us count the number of lower pair that is having surface contact. So here 1 and 2 makes the first lower pair. Next this 1 and 3 makes the second lower pair. So we have only 2 lower pair. This is a welded part, therefore we are not supposed to count this as a pair because it does not have any relative motion. Next, let us check whether it is having point or line contact. Yes, obviously it is having line contact at this point. Therefore we consider h is equals to 1. Since it is having line contact at this point, wherever there is an intersection between link number 2 and 3, there is a line contact. Therefore h is equals to 1. Now I am going to substitute all the values in the Grobler's criteria. So I got f is equals to 1. So this mechanism is having only single degrees of freedom. So the next exercise, so we have two cams. So we have two cams. Let us count the number of links. So always frame is link number 1. This frame is link number 1. Next this cam, first cam is link number 2, and this is link number 3. So we have 3 links. So next number of lower pair or joint. So 1 and 2 is a pin joint. Therefore this is link number, sorry, joint number 1, and 3 and 1, this frame is a joint number 2. So we have lower pair 2. So in between 2 and 3 we have a line contact. This is a line contact. Therefore h is equals to 1. Number of higher pair is equals to 1. So after substituting all the values n, j and h in the Grubler's criteria, so we got f value is equals to 1, means it is having single degrees of freedom.